Canberra will not be added to the A-League men's competition for next season. It's big news regarding A-League expansion. We're all obviously very excited about A-League expansion and the 14th team. Obviously, Auckland have been a huge success this A-League season so far. And this post has come out from Simon Hill in the last couple of days. This post on X. Of course, Simon Hill is one of the most prominent voices in Australian football. And this is a big piece of information that he has shared here on X. The post reads, so Canberra will not be part of the 25-26, he means to say, A-League men's season. The A-League women's team backing needs to be secured soon, as they want to lock in the schedule by the end of March, which is coming up real soon. So it's disappointing, but hardly surprising given the long silence. They're still looking at 26-27 for the A-League men's. It feels like a while ago now, quite some time ago. Was it last year, maybe even the year before, that we heard talk of, Canberra being sort of lined up as one of the next expansion teams. And I think there was a moment in time, again, it might have been last year or even the year before. It's hard to remember now, but there was a moment in time where they were going to come in alongside Auckland FC for, this current A-League season that we are already in. Obviously didn't happen. Auckland, have got themselves up and running and have been, doing very, very well, obviously. Seem to be, really enjoying life so far, their first, few months in their existence, at least in an A-League men's season. And the hope was that we were going to see Canberra. And obviously it's something that people have cried out for a long, long time. We've had the A-League women's Canberra team, who have had some good passages of success over their existence, and have a really passionate, strong fan base down there in the ACT. And there was a lot of hope from everyone that we would see Canberra sort of join the A-League men's as that next 14th expansion team. It's an area of Australia that, feels like it's a pretty obvious choice for the next location. There's obviously a lot of debate in terms of what areas we do want to see, and that's maybe a topic for another video. We'd love to hear from you guys as well. If it's not Canberra, like where else could they potentially look? But as Simon Hill says here, it's hardly surprising given the long silence. We've sort of been waiting for months and months to hear something about Canberra. There was, I think, talk a while ago that they might be joining for the 25-26 season coming up kicking off. Obviously, we expect October of this year. That was, the hope that maybe we'd see Canberra join the competition for the upcoming season. But this post from Simon Hill pretty much confirms that they won't be joining for the next season. And as he says here, they're still looking at 26-27, so the following year. So that's still plenty of time for them to get everything organised in terms of joining the A-League men's competition. But look, it is disappointing, and especially as well, I think one of the things that, look, personally as a fan, someone who enjoys the A-League, having an uneven number of teams is something that really has affected things a little bit. Just not the enjoyment of the league, of course, at all, but the fact that the odd number of games that teams have played, reading the ladder is it almost goes out the window because you've got so many teams who have so many games in hand. The ladder can be quite deceptive. Obviously, if we have that extra team as well, we get that extra game. We've got a lot of weekends where, sometimes obviously one team with a bye, but, this current weekend that we're currently in the A-League men's, there's 3 teams with a bye at the moment. So it does feel just a little bit messier. And obviously having an even round number of teams will obviously fix that up. And hopefully we do see Canberra join sooner than later. But hey, this might even open the door. This is speculation from me, but this might even open the door for, another potential club to join for next season. It's obviously a pretty short turnaround, but I hope the A-Leagues are, looking at the situation in the A-League men's competition and thinking we get to get, another club, a 14th club in this competition soon, just to really round things up. And, hopefully they'll be looking at the success of Auckland FC and what they've done. And that has obviously been, a great decision to move into that market. And it was something that, was met with a bit of backlash, I think, from some people, but it's obviously proved a fantastic move. It's been so much fun watching Auckland FC. They've obviously, they've built a very strong fan base, a passionate fan base, and on the field they're performing very, very well at the moment. In terms of other, expansion sites, I'd love to see another Queensland team. I know Brisbane Roar are struggling at the moment, but I feel like you look at just the state of Queensland and the population size, I feel like it makes sense to have another team, whether it is maybe, sort of another, edition of North Queensland Fury or Gold Coast United. I'd love, either of those clubs to sort of come back if that's a reality at all. I don't know. Tassie's always one that gets brought up as well. I think Tasmania is probably next in line. I would probably go Queensland and then Tasmania after that. And then that feels like we have a pretty good sort of coverage across a lot of sort of the big, I guess, population bases across Australia. But we'd love to hear from you guys as well. If there's, any other areas you'd feel like you'd like to see the A-League explore in terms of expansion. Again, I would love to see Canberra join the A-League men's competition. Hopefully it does happen sooner than later. May well happen in 26, 27, but obviously we'll have to wait and see over the coming months in terms of what is happening in that department there. But obviously, hopefully Canberra really get behind their A-League women's team for the rest of this season and into next season as well. And if we can get the men's team there, and hopefully as well women's teams for Auckland and Macarthur, hopefully in seasons to come as well. Big news, disappointing news, I think, for fans, the hopeful of A-League expansion, but obviously it's a slow build. It's a long game that we are playing here in Australian football. Obviously, we had the big announcement this past week in regards to the Australian Championship, so that is sort of helping progress things a little bit. But let me know your thoughts and feelings in regards to this news in the comment section, and make sure to stay subscribed here to Coast Football for all discussions surrounding Australian football and all that good stuff. Thanks very much for tuning in. Hit the like button on the way out. I'm Blocky, and I'll see you in the next one.